As a principal of Kempsville High School, I am very proud to present to you the Kempsville High School graduation class of 1997. This year, as in the past, the graduates are being led in by approximately 110 of the finest teachers in Virginia Beach, the Kempsville High School faculty. Fresh paint, computers, and supplies are all good to have, but if we want our children to learn more, nothing counts as much as inspired and inspiring teachers. At Kempsville, we have both. The faculty processional is being led by our last two teachers of the year, Mrs. Juanita Collins, special education teacher, and Mr. Barry Graham, social studies teacher. Our hope is that the presence of the faculty as a sign of respect for the graduates will add meaning and decorum to our ceremony. We also ask you, the audience, for your cooperation in maintaining the dignity that is required to make this graduation ceremony a meaningful part of your son's or daughter's passage to adulthood. At this time, I'll ask you to please rise for the processional and to remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Natalie Seidner, and the singing of our national anthem by Brian McDonald. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Brian McDonald. Please be seated. To offer opening remarks this evening, I'd like to present Wendy Renee Williams and Andrea Yun Ling Wong. Wendy will be continuing her education at Vanderbilt University, and Andrea will attend Duke University. Ladies.
Once upon a time,
in a land far away,
there was a town called Kempsville,
strolling down its hallways often were two girls.
who were asked to welcome lots of really nifty people to a ceremony of great importance.
But much to the great distress of the two supposedly literate young women,
The two,
princesses,
could think,
could think of nothing infinitely brilliant to say.
what a tragedy.
They pondered
And pondered,
and pondered some more for good measure.
they even thunk a whole lot.
But not one dim bulb lit.
Not a spark flew.
Not even a single lightning bug chanced to fly by.
They were stumped.
So the princess with the beret said to the princess with the curls.
Let's seek inspiration from the sea.
So the two beautiful princesses,
Princessi?
princess plural,
Yeah, that sounds right.
rode off into the sunset,
No, not yet.
rode off to the ocean,
There they plopped down on the beach.
and sat as perplexed as before.
The princess o' the curls spake it thus.
Oh, dearest Princess O'Beret, what shall we do? I've haveth writer's block up to here, and the ink in my pen floweth not.
I haveth not a clueth.
Commentedeth Princess O'Beret,
Not a moment had passed.
when suddenly,
A tall,
dark
exquisitely handsome,
man appeared from nowhere,
that's in Canada.
and randomly proclaimed,
As we move on with the days of our lives,
we approach another world,
where we cannot remain the young and the restless,
but must become the bold and the beautiful.
for we have but one life to live.
Kind sir,
Spake it Curly.
wilt thou helpest us to compose a speech filled to the brim with live truths, catchy phrases, and humorous anecdotes,
We've been entrusted with the task of welcoming a multitude and have not a clue what to do.
In the true fashion of a romantic hero, he humbly replied,
Just say hello.
"Oh. Hello. Dr. Jenny,
Dr. Tonelson,
KHS administrators,
faculty,
staff,
the parent,
hi Mom,
hi Dad,
sisters,
brothers,
grandparents,
friends,
cousins,
and
drum roll please.
the graduates themselves.
Welcome
Come to the commencement exercises of the Kempsville High School class of 1997. This welcome ditty was brought to you by the letters
KHS
and the numbers
42 and 97.
Thank you, Wendy and Andrea. At this time, to bring you welcome from the class of 1997, I'd like to present Natalie Elaine Seidner, Senior Class President. Natalie will be continuing her education at the University of Virginia. Natalie?
Greetings, fellow seniors, on your graduation day. I'd like to begin by telling you a short story. Fred met a man who introduced himself as Benny. I know everyone, and everyone knows me, Benny said. So Fred bet him $100 that he did not know New York's Mayor Ed Koch. Benny accepted the wager, and the two headed for Gracie Mansion, where the mayor greeted Benny with open arms. So Fred bet Benny $1,000 that he didn't know President Bush. Both men then went to the White House, where they were invited inside for dinner with the first family. Not accepting defeat, Fred now bet him $1 million that he did not know Pope John Paul II. Benny took him on. Once they got to the Vatican, they had to push their way through thousands of people in the square. Stay here, Benny said to Fred, and I'll go up to the balcony to say hello to the Pope. Benny made his way to the Pope and turned around to look out at the crowd. All of a sudden, he saw Fred faint, and he rushed to his aid. I was amazed that you knew the mayor, Fred later explained, and even more surprised that you knew the president. But then some guy tapped me on the shoulder and asked, "Who's that fellow up there with Benny?" I like this anecdote because it humorously presents to us a very unrealistic goal: achieving such fame or popularity that everyone we encounter knows who we are. Most likely, this feat will be impossible for all of you, but I stand before you today to deliver a simple message before we graduate from high school. We influence every life whose path we cross. When you were little and you first marveled at the delicate handiwork of a fine spider's web, you probably noticed how consequential each thread of the tapestry was. If one string was pulled, all the others were as well. This simple manifestation of nature, my friends, is like us. The way people choose to live their lives inevitably affects someone else. Sometimes we see wonderful examples of this concept. Shakespeare's talent has so pervaded our culture that many students have been exposed to his literature. Unfortunately, there are a few of those students, ignorant to his work, who put down reading one of his plays and proclaim, "Wow, there was a lot of famous quotes in that book." And we also see the frustrating side of this notion, like rumors. Girls, you mentioned to your friends that you are anxious because perhaps someone else may have a similar green sequin prom dress as you have. By second block, half the class thinks that other people would be wearing the same black dress as you, and by 12:30, the whole school has turned that number into 15. Incidents like this occur because students are enthusiastically interested in what others have to say. Seniors, if you think back 7 years to when a one-word craze swept the nation, you will recall how it showed its face in just about everything we said. I love my teacher, not, and you'll realize how it must have taken all of us to assist the stupid little word in its journey from one coast to the other. By the end of 1991, no sixth grader left it out of his or her vocabulary. And it works because none of us live independently from the rest. We are a world of relationships: husband-wife relationships, student-teacher relationships, and parent-child relationships. It's the sports fanatic who turns to his loving wife with his hand poised above the TV switch and says, "Honey, do you have anything to say before football season starts?" It's the professor who says to his students, "Now, I know my lectures can get long and boring, so I don't mind if you look at your watches during class period. I do, however, object to your banging them on the desk to make sure they're still working." And it's the perceptive parent who asks the teenager in the morning, "So, what time did you get in last night?" And after the reply of, "Aw, not too late," quips, "Oh, really? Well, then I'll have to talk to the paper boy about putting my newspaper under the front tire of the car." Although we cannot find this kind of humor in every incident we face, I think we would be incomplete if we did not have the joy of being tied to those around us. Just think about the friends you have with whom you have shared what is coined inside jokes. Just flipping through the senior stat pages in the yearbook, I can tell that all of you have your charming, or not so charming, memories from the past 4 years alone, hidden in the laughs between you and your buddies that no one else would understand. What would happen to those jokes in your friends' eyes if you were not a part of them? Even when we can't define how we inspire those around us, we would notice if one of us was missing. A rainbow's colors blend into the others so discreetly that we can't distinguish the change. Yet we would notice if one of the colors was absent from the beautiful arch. This is like us. All of our successes can be attributed to the blend of those who have influenced us. For me, it's my close friends, my parents, my faithful God. For you, it may be different. But you have affected your peers in so many different ways. Although I may not know each of you individually, I know you collectively as a class, and you've had an enormous impact on my life. Although at times things were frustrating, like the absence of people from community service projects or prom planning meetings, it has been a privilege serving you this year. And believe me, I will never forget some of your personalities. We all touch each other. And even though you may not have as many people know you as Benny does, every person who does know you has been touched by your being on this earth. One of my favorite movies is the classic It's a Wonderful Life. In this film, an angel named Clarence comes to Earth to show George Bailey what the world would be like if George had never existed. After seeing what an awful condition his town would be in without his influence, George finally grasps how important each human being is, and Clarence turns to him and says, "See, each man's life touches so many other lives, and when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole." Each of you has contributed to filling the community of Kempsville High School, academically, athletically, and socially. Congratulations, Kempsville class of 1997. Thank you, I love you guys.
Before I begin my prepared remarks this evening, I'd like to welcome our Division Superintendent, Dr. Timothy Jenny. Dr. Jenny has graciously consented to sharing the stage with my administrative team, and later will be conferring graduation status upon the class of 1997. As we continue this 1997 graduation ceremony, I'd like to be the first to congratulate these magnificent young people sitting before me. It is a privilege and an honor to be your principal. For the information of the audience, at our recent Senior Awards Assembly, this class was offered over $2 million in scholarship assistance and accepted almost $1.2 million to help them further their education. Congratulations. As has been a tradition at Kempsville High School graduations for many years, I'd like to congratulate some other groups of people as well. First, I would like all of the grandparents of the graduates to stand and be recognized. All of the grandparents, please. I'm glad you could be with us on this special day. Next, I'd like to ask all the proud parents to please stand. Parents, thank you for the support you've given to your child and to public education. In honor of Father's Day, let's have all the fathers to stand again and be recognized, all the dads. Lastly, I'd like all of our faculty members to stand and be recognized for the outstanding job you do every day for our students and community. Faculty, in preparing my remarks to our graduates for this beautiful evening and remembering that the diploma and not the speech is what they're here for, I'll try to keep in mind the advice that Chelsea Clinton gave her father, President Clinton, as he recently prepared remarks for her high school graduation. Chelsea told her dad to be wise, briefly. Along those same lines, another who clearly understands the dynamics of a commencement address stated, a graduation speech should have a good beginning and a good ending, preferably close together. Hopefully we've had a good beginning, and I promise that the end is in sight. To the students, this graduation ceremony and the diploma you receive tell the world that you are ready to go ahead to the next step in your lives. You have passed through an important part of the learning process. If it has been completely successful, the main thing it has taught you is how much more there is to learn. A 19th century American writer, Bayard Taylor, gave the following advice: learn to live and live to learn. Every time you graduate, whether from high school, from a college or university, or from one position in the workforce to another, you go into a bigger world where there are more people to know, more difficult jobs to do, and more experiences to have than you have yet gone through. One of the things which graduation says is that you are now ready to get more out of life. I hope that your graduation today from Kempsville High School will signal the world that you are not only prepared for getting more out of life, but that you will lead a full and rewarding life. At a recent graduation at the College of William & Mary, former President Bush challenged William & Mary graduates when he stated, "Don't be afraid of trying, of dreaming. Don't be afraid of failure or tears. We all stumble, we all face fear. That's what makes us human. Be bold in your dreaming, be bold in your living. Be bold in your caring, your compassion, and your humanity." Then, when you sit at your grandchild's graduation, as some of your grandparents are doing today, you'll look back on your life and find it good, and that will be your greatest success of all. A number of years ago, I read of a high school graduation, or a speaker at a high school graduation, who shared what I feel was a very powerful message with his audience. I'd like to close by sharing these words with you. Graduates, this is your record of your time. This is your movie. Live out your dreams and fantasies. Look up and down. Live in many places. Live with flowers and music and books and painting and sculpture. Keep a record of your time. Learn to write well. Learn to read well. Learn to listen and talk well. Know your country. Know the world. Know your history. Know yourself. Take care of yourself physically and mentally. You owe it to yourself. Be good to those around you, and do all of these things with a passion. Give all that you can. As high school graduates, you have climbed a mountain. It was easier for some of you than for others. But for all of you, it is an accomplishment which your parents, relatives, teachers, and friends applaud. We congratulate you. You have completed an important phase of your education. Use it well. In conclusion, my wish for the Kempsville High School class of 1997 is to have a good life and to live it with honor, courtesy, and high moral values. Thank you very much. This year's salutatory address will be given by Paul Stephen Hamilton. Paul will be continuing his education at Harvard University. Paul?
Thank you. Dr. Jenny, Dr. Tolleson, teachers, staff, friends, parents, relatives, and most especially the class of 1997. First of all, I would like to thank all of you, and most importantly, my family, for everything you've done for me the last 4 years. I really couldn't have made it through high school without you, and I'd like to give you a hand. When I first found out that I was going to be giving this salutatorian address several weeks ago, I immediately began thinking about what I would like to say to the senior class. I kept thinking about it, and then last night I decided I better write something down. I know that most speeches given at graduations offer the graduates advice and wisdom for the future. I tried to think about all I've learned the last 4 years, and I realized that advice for the future just wasn't on the SAT. The one thing that I think is most important in life is to enjoy it to the fullest. Many people get too caught up in activities or schoolwork or trying to fit in to enjoy life. So by enjoying life, do I mean go out and party every day? No. Education is also important. The key to success is determine what you are interested in and make the effort to pursue it. Don't worry and stress if you just don't know what you want to do with your life right now. As long as you continue your education, whether in school or on the job, one day you will find what you enjoy doing. Once you find your niche in life, don't be afraid to follow it. What other people think about you and your goals is not important. Whether it is microbiology or woodworking you love, the only thing that matters is that you know you're doing what you love to do. Life isn't about getting awards, making lots of money, or being famous. Along the same lines, tests and grades only measure one aspect of your life. Don't let these things take control of your life. Sometimes it is important to step back and look at what is worrying you or what is stressing you out and ask yourself, will this really be that important to me 10 or 20 years from now? It's especially relevant since we're now ending one stage in our lives and preparing to enter another. When asked what things I think make a person most successful in life, I invariably answer that it is vitally important to surround yourself with people who are going to support and encourage you to grow. In conclusion, I'd like to say just don't forget the people and friends that have helped you along the way as we leave Kempsville High School today. Thank you.
This year's valedictory address will be given by Stephen Kwaku Lin. Stephen will be continuing his education at Duke University. Stephen.
Dr. Jenny, Dr. Tonelson, distinguished faculty, fellow graduates, friends and family. Today we are here to celebrate all the accomplishments of the class of '97. At this graduation, we formally recognize all our hard work for the past 12 years. Though it wasn't always easy, all of us persevered and are here today. This is probably one of the happiest times in our lives as we make the transition from children under the care of our parents to independent adults. The purpose of the valedictory speech is to say farewell, which is a very familiar topic for me. I've lived in 2 different hemispheres, 5 different cities, and a total of 7 different houses. However, I consider this place my home because I have the fondest memories of Virginia Beach. It was an exciting but sad occasion each time I had to pack and move on. However, I learned something different from each and every place. In Texas, I learned to speak English, and in Virginia, I learned it's not a good idea to build a fountain in front of a high school during senior prank time. Now, some of us are going to head straight into the real world, while others have decided to head to college. However, no matter where we're headed, there's some things that I should like to tell you. Everything we have accomplished up to this point is a foundation from which we will build the rest of our lives. This foundation is strong because all of us have been through a variety of situations. From this firm base, we are all capable of erecting a great monument. The possibilities are infinite. The potential is there. However, in order to achieve greatness, we must draft the blueprints which will take us to that point. As we construct our lives, we will have to make many choices. Some choices will be easy and straightforward. Others will perplex and confuse you. Unlike the movies, where good and evil are easily distinguished, and it is obvious which decision the main character should make, we live in a world where nothing is so straightforward. Instead, of the decisions being black and white, it is all shades of gray. Therefore, I want to challenge each and every one of you to never allow yourself to make one of these decisions on your own. So many times in our lives, we try so hard to do everything on our own. We believe that independence and self-reliance is a sign of true strength. However, I would like you to examine this from a different point of view. None of us are where we are today just because of ourselves. All of us have family or friends who have always been there for us to lift us up when we're down and to put us in our place when we get out of line. So I suggest to you, each time a huge decision occurs in your life and the answer isn't clear to you, talk to your closest friends about it, talk to your pastor about it, maybe even talk to your parents about it. These people understand you and will help you make the right choices. It's been an honor to have gone through high school with you guys. I wish you the best of luck as you build your future, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Stephen. At this point, the program indicates that we should present the diplomas, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, I'd ask the faculty to please position themselves to offer congratulatory handshakes and hugs to the graduates. While the faculty is doing this, that if Mr. Graham and Ms. Collins, if you could lead that, please. While they're doing this, I'd like to thank a few other people for helping to organize this graduation ceremony. First, Mrs. Charlotte Balcom, our senior class sponsor. Dr. Carol Corey, Student Activities Coordinator, and Mr. Dan Anglin, Assistant Student Activities Coordinator. Mrs. Celia Golden and Mrs. Patricia Jones, who will read the names of the graduates, Dr. Martin Sunderland and the Kempsville High School Orchestra, and our student graduation chairpersons, Stephanie Borsch, Tanya Turner, and Stacy Walker. As we have done for a number of years, we will recognize students who have earned a grade point average of 3.0 or better by adding the phrase "with honors" as they are called to receive their diplomas. It is now my pleasure to award the first 6 diplomas to the following students. Our valedictorian with highest honors, Stephen Kwaku Lin. Our salutatorian, Paul Stephen Hamilton, with highest honors. Our senior class president, Natalie Elaine Seidner, with honors. Our senior class vice president, Lisa Nicole Hacker, with honors. our senior class secretary, Morna Lynn Lintag, with honors. And our senior class treasurer, Debbie Jenyi Kung.
Lynn Jerry Abrams, Jr. Jonathan Ross Abrams. Christopher Brandon Adams. Kevin Lee Albertson. Jonathan Arliss Almond, with honors. Walter Jason Altus. Eric Walter Anderson, with honors. Elias Constantine Andriopoulos, with honors. Angela Michelle Anglin. Jamaica Monique Anasted. Christine Noel Ansbach. Elizabeth Marie Argus. Jennifer Renee Asarius, with honors. Adetayo F. Ashimi. Allison Rose Aslett. Jeffrey Scott Atterbury. Rose Marie Aubert. Jennifer Aviles. Jennifer Aaron Baker, with honors. Tiffany Angela Ballinger. Joseph Virgil Barch. Samuel Charles Barlow. Alicia Deanne Barmas. Jeffrey Todd Barnard, with honors. Ryan P. Barangan. Andre Terrell Baskin. Jessica Louise Battistella, with honors. Carenza Lee Becker, with honors. Charles Jamar Beckles. Christopher Michael Belcher. Brian Paul Bursticker, with honors. Andrew Dennis Blackmore. Carrie Ann Blundell. Stephen Carl Bogot. Tiffany Renee Benelli. Stephanie Ann Borsch. Kelly Ray Boyd. Portia Kenyatta Brown. Raina Antoinette Brown. Carrie Michelle Brew. Michael Joseph Brunn. Brian Seth Buckberg, with honors. Allison Marie Burgess. Jacob Allen Burleson. Mariah Erica Burns. John William Butler. Erica Lee Byram. Sarah Ann Cadenhead. Alex James Calloway. Dwayne Kaili Callis. Misha Janae Cam. Melanie Denise Cam. Gilbert G. Campbell III with honors. Julie Ann Campbell. Jennifer Marie Campbell. Tracy Lynn Capps. David Bennett Carden. Christy Michelle Cardoza with honors. Russell H. Carlock Jr. with honors. Melanie Lee Castellano. Jeremy Heath Castellano. Christopher Wing Chin with honors. Tracy Lee Childers. Zebedee Clark Jr. Brandy Lee Clements. Melissa Joy Clements with honors. Robert Franklin Combs Jr. Raymond Gilbert Connor III. Douglas Robert Conyers with honors. Gregory Thomas Cordell. Paul Brian Costin. William H. Cotton IV.
Kelly Lynn Kreider. Karen Elizabeth Cummings. Crystal Nicole Curtis. Kelly Sue George Curtis. Sherry Teresa Curtis with honors. Rebecca Ellen Cushman. Erica Marie Cusimano with honors. Angela Marie Damon with honors. Marie Elizabeth Dom with honors. Joseph Christian Daughtry. April Camille Davidson. Eric Christopher Davis. Sean Christopher Defendi. Jessica Lynn Della Rosa. Sean Dominic Delk. Susan Requinto de Luna. Christina Renee Dixon with honors. Peter David Donahue. Brett Charles Dorfman. Chad Gray Dorsk. Jassy Melody Dowdy. Angela Marie Douglas. Jennifer Sue Dozier with honors. Erin Lee Duckett with honors. Sherilyn Marie Duffield. Ryan Matthew Dunbar. Karina Ray Dunn. Jennifer Marie Duval. Rebecca Ann Dyson. Patrick Carl Early with honors. Bonnie Lee East with honors. Webster Luke Edmondson. Olivia Dion Edwards with honors. Christopher David Elak. Kimberly Dawn Ingebretson. Michael Anthony Engel. Rebecca Ray English with honors. John Stephen Epps. Clara Estelle Eskin. Gregory Glenn Evans with honors. Tanya Rochelle Evans. James Alexander Ewing with honors. Phoenicia Helen Featherston. Dana Elizabeth Flaman. Jessica Lynn Foley with honors. McKinley Mack Ford III. Karen Michelle Franklin with honors. Monica Madeline Fry with honors. Jeremy Gordon Frost. David Wayne Fulcher. Joy Trinita Gallup. Eric Rashad Garrett. Christine Gail Bautista Gekolea. Thaddeus Emmanuel Gadamu. Jennifer Cole Geddes with honors. Daniel Aaron Gettridge. Samuel Alexis Griffin. Amy Catherine Grills with honors. Richard Christian Haddock. Ryan Lawrence Haggerty. Nassim David Henry Haliwa. Brooke Lorraine Hall. Heather Lee Hamilton with honors. Christopher Thomas Harper. Ryan David Harrell. Don Michael Harris. Cynthia Nicole Hart. Lakeisha Monique Hart. Michael Hunter Hart. Ashley Camille Harwood. Ashley Newberry Hearn. Caroline Ann Heath with honors. Carrie Ann Helms. Israel Isaiah Zachariah Harold. Sarit Cassia Hess with honors. John Crandall Hicks Jr. with honors. Jessica Renata Higley. Jacob Gavin Hiles. Timothy Paul Hines. Stephen Robert Hoffman. Crystal Gail Holloman. Brian David Hostetler. Scott Patrick House. Pamela Marie Howard with honors. Alicia Tanae Howerton.
Adina Kelly Hughes with honors. Kelly Marie Hunnell. Leslie Elizabeth Inge with honors. Russell Allen Ingerson with honors. Amy Elizabeth Jablonski. Danielle Marie Jackson. Stephanie Ann Jackson. William Rolfe Jeanette. Megan Noel Jester. Gerald Thomas Johns, Jr. Charmaine and Sonia Johnson. David Keith Johnson, Jr. with honors. Stephanie Marie Johnson with honors. Stephanie Winslow Johnson. Amy Jones with honors. Darius Aston Jones with honors. Jennifer Lynn Jurwitz with honors. Elizabeth Christie Caloquet with honors. Saiba Kamal with honors. Justin Miles Cantor, with honors. John Anthony Kazmierczak. Bain Calvert Keenan. Heather Ann Kecklock. Catherine Jean Knight. Kevin Christopher Knott, with honors. Natalie Ann Knowles. Elaine Ann Konesny, with honors. Melissa Susan Christofak, with honors. Elizabeth Rose Lavin. Diener Cadell Lawless III. Angel Michelle Lawson. Lori Michelle Lawson, with honors. Derek Eugene Lawver. Lorraine Catherine Lee, with honors. Naomi Michelle Lessick. Jessica Jean Lee. Jones Chung Chung Lee. Travis Preston Lee. Yumi Lee, with honors. Sean Ian Lemke. Eric Matthew Lewandowski. James Robert Lewis. Mintam T. Lin, with honors. Walter Justin Liffick. Melanie Kristen Lingo. Ryan Wesley Little. George Stephen Loader, Jr., with honors. Amelia Rufina Lopez. Amy Eiling Liu, with honors. David Zichen Liu, with honors. Dustin James Lyle, with honors. Jennifer Lynn Mace, with honors. Susan Michelle Mayorana. Cindy Lee Mann. Jennifer Leanne Manning. Alan Olin Mansfield. Jennifer Lee Mansfield, with honors. Victoria Hope Mansfield. John Edwin Mathis, Jr. Scott Lee Markman, with honors. Christian Martingill, with honors. Francis Michael Martino, with honors. Nicholas James Massey. Sarah Brooke Maxwell. Heather Lauren Mays. Amy Ray McAllister. Timothy James McConaughey. Brian Rush McDonald Jr. with honors. Catherine Elizabeth McDonough with honors. David Michael McGinnis. Christopher John McGrath with honors. Joshua William Grant McKinney. Kenneth Lee McKinney. Daryl Ryan McLaughlin. Amy Louise McLiverty with honors. Jason Ian Thomas Meehan with honors. Christine Lee Meister. Jamie Christopher Malazzo. Lori Ellen Merrill. Adam Christopher Miano. Donald Christian Miller. Louis Frank Miller III with honors. Brian James Million with honors. Nicole Lene Mitchell. Rayshawn Derek Mitchell. Rachel Patricia Monteith with honors. Luis Eduardo Morales II. Joseph Patrick Moriarty. Makia Delisa Morris.
John Robert Morrow with honors. Jennifer Alice Moulton. Aisha Ann Murphy. Dirk Alexander Bruce Myers. Edward Daniel Narkevich with honors. Catherine Celeste Naughton. Timothy Morse Naronsky. Non Hen Nguyen with honors. Clayton Nichols. Catherine Elizabeth Nicholas with honors. Renita Michelle Nicholson. John Tyler Nickel with honors. Amanda Lee Noble. Carlos Eduardo Notis II. Felicia Nicole Odette with honors. Patricia Orso. Sarah Marie Ozoff with honors. Dana Nicole Paget. Aaron O'Neill Palmer. Katrina Diane Palmer. Rebecca Elaine Pappas with honors. Adrian Michelle Parker with honors. Catherine Helen Parker with honors. Ray Acosta Pasacarlos with honors. Tony Lynn Patillo. Eric Jason Paul. Trina Lynn Pierce. Daniel Jason Peace. Tamara Jacqueline Peckham. Natalie Michelle Penix. Catherine Suzanne Pennington. Ira Petrich. Laura Ann Phelps with honors. Michelle Marie Piccioni with honors. Chad Richard Pearson. Stacy Elizabeth Popadak with honors. Lori Beth Price. Paulo Cadero Kiramit with honors. Kimberly Ann Quitter. Lauren Beth Raffle. Evan Edward Rainey with honors. Harish Ravindra Rav with honors. Joseph Norman Rayburn. Danielle Nicole Redavid. Frank Victor Redavid III with honors. Aaron Richard Reese. Catherine Shannon Reed with honors. Kurt Michael Reinhard. Courtney Lynn Wren. Brian Andrew Richards. Stephanie Mary Ryerson. Ronald Esteban Rivera. Davin Michael Robinson. Siobhan E. Robinson. Marie Therese Robinson with honors. Scott Matthew Rockall. Christina Ann Rogers. Christopher Adam Rolls. Ralph Jeffrey Rawson. Bobby Jean Rowe, Jr. Jason Michael Rudd. Matthew Aaron Sachs with honors. Eric Bruce Salzman. Keon Marcel Sample. Jason Lewis Saunders. Daniel Ryan Schott. Julia Catherine Sham. Jennifer Nicole Schlott.
Excuse me, please. If the members of this senior class would please show respect to their fellow classmates, I would appreciate it. I'm very disappointed in the behavior of this class. Those of you who have sat down here have received your diplomas. Other students have not. Please show your respect. Thank you.
Erica Dawn Schneid with honors. Olga Bridget Schneider. Amanda Lee Schroeder. Adam Jeremy Schultz with honors. I want all of them. Wendy Elaine Scott with honors. Suzanne Elizabeth Seidel with honors. Mylene Del Rosario Serrano. Charles Stephen Sexton with honors. Christy Lee Charlo. Amanda K. Shell. Brandy Lee Sherman. Molly Elizabeth Sherman with honors. Leo Max Simpkins III.
Ryan Lee Sims with honors. Hester Rebecca Sinclair with honors. Crystal Joy Sinong. Stacy Lynn Skinner. Brian Fielding Smith. Chrissy Lakeisha Smith. Carrie Ann Smith. Kimberly Erlene Smith. Matthew Gary Smith with honors. Marvin Linwood Sneed Jr. Jillian Marcella Snyder. Rose Abby Snyder with honors. Carrie Ann Stacer. Donald Ray Stakes Jr. Jessica Trump Starkey. Laura Ann Stedman with honors. Mark Adam Stedman. Telma Arisha Stevens. Mikkel Sharon Stewart. Maurice Theodis Stigler with honors. Laura McLean Stein with honors. Jeremiah Christian Stone. Amanda Joy Stottlemyre. Kimberly Rashawn Strayhorn. Seth Maranatha Strong. Jeffrey Newton Stryker with honors. Brett Nathan Stubbs. Douglas Brett Stuhlman with honors. Elizabeth Ann Sullivan. Catherine Patricia Sullivan with honors. Stephen Robert Summerford. Kara Ann Swan with honors. Leslie Elizabeth Tabor with honors. Amy Louise Taylor. Robert Dwayne Taylor Jr. with honors. Joshua Mark Tellison. Angela Beth Temple. Elizabeth Mitchell Thiel with honors. Raina Marie Thiel. Sabrina Ann Thomas. Johanna Nathaniel Thompson. Jason Thomas Traxler. Joy Michelle Chappie. Tanya Nicole Turner. Catherine Heather Utley. Elizabeth Boyd Valentine. Francesco Daniel Valentini with honors. Todd Gerald Vidal. Virginia Lee Walden with honors. Stacy Wynn Walker with honors. Cameron Dale Watford. Elizabeth Lee Weaver. Stephanie Wynn Webster with honors. Jennifer Catherine West with honors. Joshua Allen Weiss. Paul Hillsman Whitaker. Tawala Natasha Whitaker. Christopher John White with honors. Tracy Renee White. Sarah Ann Wildermuth with honors. Carrie Elizabeth Williams with honors. Melissa K. Williams. Wendy Renee Williams with honors. Sarah Elizabeth Willis. LaVaw Wilson. Justin Allen Wiltsey. Andrea Yungling Wong with honors. Kevin Christopher Wood. Brian Christopher Wyatt. William Osborne Wyndham III. Karen Angel Yurti. Masaru Yoshida with honors. Mikhail Petrovich Zalvici. Emerald Demissy Zemedkin. Rachel Minianne Zoberman with honors.
Dr. Jenny, as the principal of Kempsville High School, I certify that these candidates have fulfilled the requirements set forth by the Commonwealth of Virginia and the School Board of the City of Virginia Beach. It's with great pride that I present to you and recommend for your acceptance this graduating class of 1997.
Thank you, Dr. Donaldson. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of our parents on the success of your sons and your daughters, and to also express to our faculty our appreciation on the fine job that you have done. Graduates, it is my privilege and honor to conduct the switching of tassels to signify the completion of the graduation ceremonies, and you may do so at this time. Now, by the authority vested in me by the School Board of the City of Virginia Beach, I accept your principal's recommendation and declare that you have met all requisite requirements to be a graduate of Kempsville High School of the City of Virginia Beach. Congratulations.